Welcome to Van Tate's Sports Office, an in-depth look at the world of sports, featuring exclusive interviews with our KRQE News Sports Director, Van Tate, sponsored by Caesars Sportsbook at Route 66 Casino.
Sports Office has a very special guest today. I could say one word and you guys know who I'm talking about, and I'll say that, Coop. Michael Cooper is here, former Lobo, Lakers great. And we appreciate any time you give us some time, Coop, because it's always a pleasure to talk to you. A lot going on in your life recently, huh?
Well, first of all, thank you, Van. It's always appreciative and always a pleasure to be on your show. You know what, Van? My youngest son, we were talking to him the other day, and he goes, "Dad, you know what? This is the year of the Coop." And we kind of left 24 in the Hall of Fame, came into 25 with my jersey being retired. So I guess it's a year of Coop. But you know what? God has been good to me, and he's blessed me. And I'm just so appreciative of everything that has come up on me.
Man, it has to be a little overwhelming with everything happening so close together, huh? Like just bang, one thing after another.
Well, it blew me away for a minute because once I found out the Hall of Fame, the first thing I had to think about was getting my speech. And I had to get with a speechwriter, and that took like 2 or 3 weeks, and we nailed it down and got that going. And then the next thing you know, the Lakers come back and say that they're going to retire my jersey in January, so I had to come up with another speech. So it's been hectic, but like I said, it's been touching to my heart, man, to see how many people appreciated what I did in the work as far as on the court and what I've done in the community. So I'm very thankful.
I mean, can you believe all those years have passed, man? We're talking about you in the Hall of Fame, your jersey being hung up. I mean, it seemed like you were just Showtime Lakers just a minute ago, right?
Well, we can say that in our mind. But you know what, Van? This year, 2025, marks 40 years since we beat the Boston Celtics in 1985. So it kind of has been like a blink of the eye, but it has been a while. And yeah, it's a long time. I tell kids now when I talk to kids, and you know, I work out at assistant coach out of Cal State LA. You know, I tell them, I said, you know what, stop and appreciate what you're doing now as far as your youth and what you're going through, because it's going to be a blink of the eye. Next thing you know, you'll be me, 68, going on 69 in April. And it'll just seem like a distant memory, but it's one that I cherish. Even my time with the Lobos, yeah, baby.
Yeah, there you go.
Lobos, it was kind of like the making of it all.
You know, you back in the college game coaching like that, and then they have all this NIL and different things going on. How weird is that for you to see all the changes in college basketball?
Well, you know what? It's very weird to me because, again, us old folks, we remember where you just play for the pride and loyalty of the school. But I do like the fact that these kids are being compensated for the things they do for the schools. And you know what? Schools will, you know, football, basketball, baseball, tennis, whatever it is, they gain a lot of financial benefits from that. Yeah. But again, they are returning it by you getting education and that respect. But I do think, and I like the fact that these kids are name, image, and likeness are getting some kind of reward or compensation for them being on the front page of magazines, being talked about on ESPN Sports Center, on news sports things. The kids have to be. But as long as it doesn't go crazy, but right now they got it pretty much contained.
How challenging is that for you, coaching, just trying to recruit a kid? And, you know, it might not be as challenging for you because you do have something that some coaches don't have. You're Michael Cooper. You know, like you have the face. I'm serious, man. You got the pedigree. You know, you got all the background, all of that stuff going on. And, you know, like the kid, you just showing up at the kid's house might influence his decision. So, but with the NIL stuff, do you feel like it gives you an advantage?
Well, I think the one thing that it gives me is that when I say who I am and what I'm representing as far as Cal State LA Golden Eagles, it gets me in the door. Yeah. And a lot of people can't get in that door because we're at a D2 school, lower level, and our type of recruits are different type. Kids that are maybe 2 steps away from D1 basketball, not even talking about the pros, but talking about having a livelihood as far as playing college basketball at a high level. So that gets me in the door. But I think the other thing that helps is as you said, who I am, former Laker player, I got connections in the NBA, and all these kids' eyes are on the NBA.
Yeah.
You know, I know coaches in Sacramento, the Lakers, obviously, the Clippers. I have friendships with those coaches, so I can tell. I mean, Coach Riley, the GM of the Heat, I can call him, hey, coach, there's this kid over here, and they put eyes. So I think that is attractive too, and that helps me in the aspect of getting uh, getting the in on some of these kids that probably would not be looking at a D2 school.
And as far as evaluating those kids, I mean, you've been on so many different levels, and you've won everywhere you've been. What's the difference? You know, like when you say like this kid is Division II, this kid's Division I. How easy is it to make that distinction? Because you've seen a lot of basketball, you've played a lot of basketball, and you've won with, like I said, with every team you've been with.
Well, you know what? A D2, where we are, and again, like you said, Van, I had been at high school basketball 3 years ago. So I'm familiar with a lot of the kids in this area. And, you know, we're not, obviously, we're looking at a 5-star kid, but you probably won't get him because UCLA, SC, the bigger schools will get him. Then the next level down will probably be like Northridge, Cal State Long Beach, places like that. And then we fall in that tier. So our kids we're looking at are some that are their level is still high, the athletic level is still high, but there's just something missing in their game. And I think that's what we provide them. D2 basketball, and I'm finding this out myself, is very tough basketball. And you'll find a 4-star and every now and then a 5-star kid playing at this level. If that happens, usually it's because their grades aren't that good, and what they're trying to do is recoup in that aspect as far as getting the academics down. But so for me, that's the kind of kid that we're looking at, missing maybe not a great shooter, maybe not a great ball handler, but we can see the development that we can give them to help them move on. Now at a D2, you can play 1 or 2 years here and then go up to a D with the portal, which is killing basketball, I think. But I don't even want to get into that. Kids jump in that portal and then they move on. You know, there's no loyalty to the game anymore. And that is, to me, is discouraging because that's the one thing that in the 80s, most NBA players, you play for loyalty. Yeah, you want the money, but you played for that team that you want to win a championship. A la Michael Jordan, the way he played, the struggles he went through, the beatings they took. He stayed there, finally got the team, and look at what they did. So D2 basketball is different, but it's enjoyable.
The conversation is just getting started. We have more on the other side.
You know what? That portal is very interesting. And again, that is a little throwback to this AAU basketball when these kids are in the 6th, 7th grade. So the portal, I don't have too much expertise on it because at the D2 level, we don't have to deal with that a lot.
Oh, okay.
But I'm seeing that with my son. You know, Niels, I have my youngest son. He went into the portal. And it could be beneficial to you, but it also could be a detriment to you because of these kids are being used as tools, and the parents sometimes get involved, but then coaches don't really give you that commitment that you're supposed to get because now these kids, when we grew up, you went 4 years of college, and then you go. These kids now only thinking 1 year, one and done, 2 years, I'm gone. So coaches don't have the time and the luxury to really develop kids. So going to that portal, you picking the best player in there that's going to come help your university or your program to become the best it can be for that year. And coaches now are thinking 1, maybe 2 years ahead, where as Coach Wooden, he would be able to think 4, 6 years ahead.
Yeah.
I'm bringing this freshman in now, and I know I'm going to have him because Kareem's going to be gone in 2 years. And then this kid here will move right in for 4 years. So the portal's very interesting. I'm glad I don't have to deal with it much at this level here, but it could be probably a headache for a lot of people.
You know, talking about the portal and it being a headache, do you have any desire to be a head coach again? You know, like when you see all this change on any level?
No, right now I'm pretty comfortable where I am. I mean, if something were to pop up, but I'm not actively searching for anything. I love the fact that I'm an assistant coach here at Cal State LA because it keeps me close to home. I'm able to see my son who started out at Pepperdine, then the coaching changed, so he went in the portal, and now he's at UC Davis. And he's having a very good career there this year. He's having a good year. So I get a chance to see him.
Yeah.
Plus, I have to stay pretty much local because I still work with the Lakers, and they have me doing a lot of things around in the community and at the game. So right now, my interest is here. I still am looking to branch out because I think I'm gonna start getting back into basketball camps again, like I used to have Coop camp in Albuquerque.
Right.
So I think I'm gonna do that a little bit more here.
Okay. Well, you say you're working with the Lakers, man, and going back to that ceremony, man. What was that like, man? When like I saw Magic come up and all the fellas standing around you, man. And I was thinking, man, that has to be just something that's really different and special because you get your flowers, man, in front of everybody, all your teammates there. That had to be like a I don't know, man. Emotionally, I bet you were a mess.
You know what, Van? That was so touching, and that really goes to show you that when the teams that I played with, all the teams I played with, I'm pretty sure if everybody had an opportunity to be there, most of my teammates would have come through the years, and I couldn't thank them enough. But I was glad that that core kind of group was there, and to have them guys there behind me, man. The preparation and the wars we went through, the things that we were doing, trying to win championships, even the years that we didn't win. That camaraderie has built a good cohesiveness, and we're still friends to this day. I mean, that shows by them appearing. We broke a record at the Hall of Fame for an inductee going in, having the most teammates come to his
Wow.
induction. And I had 13 people there. Guys I played with McAdoo. Kareem couldn't make it. Jim Jones couldn't make it, but Byron Scott, I mean, everybody was there, man. And to have these guys come when my jersey gets retired and take time out of their schedule, but it's all about the love. That's the thing that really showed the most because we were truly a team, a tight-knit family,
Yeah.
on and off the floor. And when one of us gets something, it's like all of us getting it. AC Green just got a presidential award as well as Magic, president of an award.
Right. Right.
Obviously, we couldn't go. I couldn't get to Washington for that, but AC had one here, and 9 or 10 of us showed up for that. So we're all very supportive of one another when we were on that court, and now we're supportive of one another off the court.
Man, and I was looking at that, and I was thinking about, like, personally, my own guys I played football with in college, and you become more of a family than you realize at the time. As the years pass by, you realize more and more that, hey, man, we're family, man. You agree with that?
And
Yeah.
that's what it was like. And Pat Riley kind of instigated that back in like 82, 83. When Christmas time came, usually the Lakers, we played on Christmas Day. So what Coach Riley would do is a day or two before, we'd have the White Elephant game, and he would bring everybody together. Usually it was at his house. One year it was at my house. One year it was at Magic's place. He would bring everybody together, and your families included, kids and everybody. If your mom was close to your family, bring everybody. And it was usually like 50, 60 people. And
Wow.
we just sat around and we shared and we broke bread and we played the games and had a good time, man. And that, I think, was the glue that kind of glued everybody
Right.
together with Coach Riley starting that. And it kind of like spread through the years. And like in 89, 90, James Worthy was giving it. Byron Scott was giving it. And so it just became infectious, but it really solidified that family atmosphere that the Lakers always had and we wanted to create. And now you still see it to this day.
Much more conversation coming your way on the other side.
We'll get back to the episode in a moment. Monica Wicki here, host of New Mexico Living. I wanted to let you know that this episode is sponsored by Route 66 Casino and Caesars Sportsbook. If you love sports and like having a little action on the game, Caesars Sportsbook is your go-to destination. For rewards and more info, go to Route66Casino.com. Now back to the episode.
So, man, that's Showtime Lakers were, like, you all were off the hook. And so I wonder how, if all of you guys in your prime playing against Michael Jordan and his Bulls teams, how do you think that would go, man?
Man, we whip all this ass, man. We whip all this. I'm telling you, man. The way they play this game today is absolutely amazing. But you know what? The Bulls in the '90s were good, but I don't think they could have dealt with us, man, because we were a running team and we weren't a one-trick pony. They throw the ball to Jordan and kind of like let him make things happen. Well, we could throw it to Kareem. We could throw it into Magic. We could throw it to Worthy. We could get out in transition. We had all the pieces. And even though Showtime was mostly identified as an offensive juggernaut, we were a damn good defensive team, and I was really proud of that.
And in today's NBA, you guys just mop up. You just wipe the floor with these guys, right?
Man, these guys today, man. I was watching a game the other day, and I think a team took 43 three-point shots.
Yeah.
43. Our message, and Pat Riley made it known to us, is that championships are won in the paint. You go inside and out. Now, as the years went on, like 89, 90, we started shooting a little bit more threes. But basketball is about scoring.
Right.
And if you're scoring 2 points and you shooting a three out now and then and hitting 1 out of 4, but we scoring 4 out of 5, we're going to beat you. But again, you weren't going to get an open look at a three because we're going to have our hand in your face. And it's just amazing how these guys play. But that is the change of the NBA. It's the kind of like new game, and that kind of happened with the European players coming over here. Guys, big guys that are very, very fundamentally skilled, moving to that perimeter. Vlade Divac was one of the first ones. And so you have to appreciate the game. But I tell you, in the 80s, and I don't care, it wasn't necessarily us, but Boston, Philly, Detroit, Cleveland, Phoenix, you can put anybody out there. I think all those teams would give teams today problems.
Hey, I'm thinking back now to when you were coaching the Thunderbirds, man. What kind of experience was that, and how enjoyable was that? Because you won a championship while you coached them, and you that was good basketball, man. I remember going for the first time, and I was thinking, do people realize what they have here in Albuquerque? Because I could not believe how good the team was.
You know what, and what made it so enjoyable is them. Like hometown to me, Albuquerque, like my second home.
Yeah,
I love Albuquerque, and to come there and what you got at the G League is what it's called now, but it's the D League at the time, was players that are half a step, maybe one full step away from the NBA game, and that's what we were getting. So to come there and have the type of team that we fielded, and I was very proud to be the coach of the Thunderbirds and kind of like give them guys a sense of professionalism because we had a plethora of players from all different games and stuff like that. But you know what? We were able to pull that thing together, man. And it was fun. It was a lot of fun. It was developing players, and it was nice to see a couple of our players, especially Chuck Hayes, who was our main player, to go up to Chuck ended up at Houston Rockets. Had a good career, after his ankle healed. We had another player, Andreas Gleniadakis, our big Greek player.
Oh, yeah.
The guy that was 7-1. He went on to play for the Cavaliers. So it was fun. It was good basketball. Albuquerque, I think, really enjoyed it. And what a place to play.
Yeah. And those were good days, man. And just appreciating good basketball and stuff like that. Do you keep in touch with any of your players? I think Brandon Mason played with you for a minute, right? Did he?
Yeah, I stay in touch with D Mason.
Yeah, because he's doing well here. Yeah, he's got his ABC basketball going on. So
yeah, I stay every now and then. I talk to Joe Harge. He'll give me a call out. But yeah, B Mace is the main one I kind of stay in touch with, and he's along that AAU line. So when everything new pops up, I can call him, B Mace, what do they mean by this? And he kind of gives me the background on it. So, I love Albuquerque. Has some good, talented players there, and look out for somebody coming to the pros from there again.
I was talking, I know I talked to you about the NBA teams and how your Showtime Lakers would do against them. Well, Lobo teams, we had this conversation when the Lobos, right before the NCAA tournament last year. I had Kenny Thomas in here and Jamal Fenton and Chad Adams asking some of the best Lobo teams. And we made a criteria. We said after a certain year, of course, we didn't include you guys' year because I knew we were going to get called right away. And that happened. Oh no! It's when Coop and those guys were here. I said, well, we were trying to go past that. We started a little bit. We didn't go that far back. And how do you feel like you guys would have done? You and Marvin, all the guys. How you feel like you guys would have done?
Oh, we would give the guys problems, man. We were. You got to remember, 1978, 79. We led the nation in scoring, man. We was averaging about 103 points a game. or at least number 2, I believe. I think we were behind UNLV running Rebels, and we actually went up there and beat them. So we were a good team, man. Coach Ellenberger had us at a fever pitch. He had us to where you weren't going to score on us. I don't care who you were. And we played against some very good basketball teams back then. But through the years, Lobo years, I think Kenny Thomas's team was pretty good. But they didn't run the way we did. We were a running team. I mean, we had Russell Saunders, point guard from New York. Russell could handle it. Phil Abney was over there. Willie Howard, Big Jim Smiley. Will Smiley. And we had a good team, man. Dan Davis. We had all the pieces together, too. So we gave some. And, of course, we had automatic. Marvin was going to light everybody. It didn't matter who was guarding Marvin. Marvin was going to get his. So we weren't even worried about that, man. We just knew that you weren't going to get yours.
You know, if you had a 3-point line back then, you guys probably would have just who knows, man? You would have been 150 points a game, you know, because I know you guys just light it up.
Remember the game Marv scored 50 points?
Yes.
If there was a 3-point line, Marvin would have been the first player to score 100 points, other than Wilt Chamberlain. Marvin. Yeah, he at 3-point line, but he would have obliterated that, man. Marvin could shoot the basketball. It would have been interesting. We could probably average 110, 112 points then.
Hey, man, it's always a pleasure to talk to you. I appreciate it. You coming on. Michael Cooper, NBA legend, Hall of Famer, jerseys hanging up in the rafters, man. Like, what else are you gonna do, man? You just keep putting them. The accolades are just falling, man. You getting all your flowers. You getting covered with flowers right now.
Well, I'd rather for him be covering me standing up than laying down. So thank God. But I'm writing a book, and that'll be out pretty soon. So that might be the all
right, cool, man. I'm looking forward to that. Hey, Mike, thanks a lot, man. Michael Cooper joining us on the Sports Office, and as always, it's a pleasure. Great talking to you. We're out of here. Fernando behind the controls over here. We'll see you guys next time.